Seal of Quafu. Soul Seal is the greatest symbol of power in the Council and a key to unlocking the Council Code. It's so Soul's proof of authority. Quafu's Soul Seal contains the character Ding, signifying loyalty. Can I just say this is like the cutest room ever? My gosh, he even has a photo of his bestie right there. Anyways, from here we can take this elevator and warp us all the way back to the new Kunlun Central Hall. Frankly, we're just speedrunning at this point. And from here we can run all the way over, back to Four Seasons Pavilion. Now let's see what Quafu has to say about all this. May as well give him a warm welcome.
Sir!
Yeah, did you see that thing downstairs? The Shanghai 9000? No! The Root Node? No! Then what? The Ape Man! Oh, you mean Xuan Xuan? Why would you name such a terrifying creature? I betrayed the council and moved out of my home, and now you want me to share a room with an ape man? Give me a break! Just watching those hairless creatures walk around makes my skin crawl. Calm down, ape men aren't that scary. You've seen them in the reports, haven't you? Seeing them in reports and seeing them in real life are like night and day. The ape child keeps calling after you. Yee. You're not actually gonna raise him, are you? What have you been up to all this time? Xuan Xuan is different from the others. Besides, it wouldn't be in our interest if the council gets its hands on him. I find that argument to be a bit of a stretch. Never mind. I can never figure it out. Just keep him away from me, I beg you. Better yet, keep him locked up in a cage. Relax, I don't plan on letting him stay for too long. What was that thing you said you wanted to give me? Oh, I was so distraught by the ape man, I almost forgot. Here, take this. It's the azure bow your family left for you. Did you meet her? No, she asked someone else to give it to you, but it somehow ended up with me. Never thought it would actually get any use. I just spent some time tuning it up for you. Thanks. Your skills haven't gotten rusty, have they? You don't need to worry about that. Remember my nickname? Oh, either of these are amazing. You know what? I'll humor him. Gorgeous beefcake. The Hammer of New Kunlun! As you should know, there isn't a single craftsman in all of New Kunlun that comes close to my level. Anyways, now that I'm here, I can upgrade your bow or any other gear. My resources are limited, so besides Jin, I'll also need some extra parts. Let me know if you find anything similar. Got it. Till next time. Acting as our final unlockable shop for this game, well, first off, we have the Azure Bow, which I'll get into in just a moment, and along with its Arrow-type Cloud Piercer, we have our last shop in the game. He sells a couple of different things. First up, we can upgrade our pipe using the herb catalyst that we got, along with 800 Jin, but then we also have alternate talismans. Specifically, the ability to get extra Jin from enemies and get extra health from enemies whenever we kill them with a talisman explosion. Very, very cool on its own, and I will be immediately getting this. Yep, it equips immediately, and you don't need to worry about it. There are a couple other variants in the game, and you will need to choose which one you prefer. But generally speaking, I need money. There's a lot of expensive things in this game. I'm going for that. But then also, the Azure Bow. Press Y to fire. Each shot consumes Azure Sand, which can be replenished at root nodes. This is your ranged weapon. You only get 2 shots, but luckily you can pay Quafu to upgrade the number of magazines that you have, along with getting an upgrade to its damage. Well, first off, in order to get ourselves some more money, because I really, really want to be able to get that extra magazine, because I like just having 3 to start off with, well, why don't we start by recycling some stuff? Yep, we've got 800... 2,400, 32, I'm not even going to count this out. But yeah, no, this is a lot of good money to start off with, so absolutely no shame in, splurging a little bit. Gonna get myself the Azure Sand magazine, and also upgrade the pipe. And let's talk to him, what does he have to say? They say that the ape men have these alien germs that make them bite indiscriminately if they're not trained. We took the vaccines before takeoff, but its effectiveness should have worn off centuries ago. Looks like there's no escaping it now. Don't be so neurotic. I'm pretty sure it's not a thing.
와.
At least make him take a shower. If his stench gets on my clothes, you will not hear the end of it from me. Let's go check in with that ape-man child. We can give him the multi-tool kit in just a second, but for now, let's see what he has to say. Yee yee, who's that chubby guy? What's his name? He's Kwafu, an old friend of mine. He's easy to talk to and just an all-around friendly guy. Really? But he keeps ignoring me. Is he shy? Not at all. Just keep pestering him. Given his personality, he'll respond eventually. Make sure to get really close to him. Oh, by the way, on Penglai, our normal form of friendliness is biting each other, so feel free to just give him a gentle bite on the arm, and I'm sure he'd love that. What do you mean? Oh, so he actually wants to play too? Got it. We're gonna be best friends. Anyways, let's go and give him the multi-tool. What do you have there, Yi? Don't get too excited. This isn't a toy. It's a multi-tool used by engineers to repair equipment. That's great! I happen to need some tools. Can I borrow it? No. What if you accidentally sliced off your own fingers? Come on, I'm not gonna do that. Did you forget I made every single piece of furniture in our house? Let's see, what does this button do? A knife just popped out! Wow, it moves. Careful, this is a product of Ying. Blades are very sharp. Who's Ying? Ying isn't a person. It's a nation on Penglai famous for their crafting, but that's a long, long time ago. All the great craftsmen have been in decline since the end of the Turbulent Era. The job of craftsman grew less and less popular. I have a friend who suffered a lot because of this. I don't get it. People who can make stuff are super popular in the village. Our neighbor Ah Feng knew how to sharpen stones to make all sorts of tools. With her spears, even I could hunt down boars. We had a lot of meat in the village back then. Well, some might ask, what if those spears were pointed not at boars, but at other people? I did cut my hand on a blade once, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't use spears, or that we should look down on people who make them. My friend would be so happy if he were able to hear these words. Then, does your friend mind if I borrow this tool? Fine. Just remember to hold it steady, only use the blunt blades, and never point it at yourself when cutting. Okay. And don't press the buttons with it or let it touch electricity. Okay. Very adorable, Xuan Xuan. You know what? Yeah, I should get that pipe valve. I really should get this. Abacus, anything new for me? Ooh, he does. Congratulations, my lord. With the addition of Kwafu, our side grows even more powerful. To think you already knew he'd be inclined to join us. That's why you led me to him first. Of course, none of my machinations can escape your keen eye. Please forgive my indiscretion. According to my calculations, the probability of collaboration was quite high. Also, I couldn't bear to see the two of you misunderstanding each other any longer. You've really learned how to act on your own accord. But I'll let it pass. That old friend's abilities are sure to come in handy. I'm gonna rest just to refuel my Azure Sand, and... somewhere around... oh, yep, over here. What are you making? Look, Yi, this chair can lean back. I designed it. Pretty cool, huh? I thought you were going to make a spear or something. I don't need a lounging chair. Why not? This chair can help you relax. Hey, kid, don't even think about calling that a finished product. You didn't even hook up the medicine cauldron to the legs. Was this a group project? When did you guys become friends? It's been like 5 minutes. I was just trying to make a chair, but Uncle Chubby kept coming back to take... You monk... Whoa! Buddy! Buddy, be careful! This is my multi-tool! Didn't either of you see my name written on it? I did, that's why I took it. I never wanted to play house with an 8-man child, but this kid uses tools as totally deranged. My precious tools can't stand up to blood or rust, got it? Hehe, Uncle Chubby helped a lot with the joints. If it wasn't for him, the chair would have collapsed the moment someone sat on it. So, does this chair have any special features? Not really. It's just well made. Don't be like that. We all need a sense of ritual in our lives. Okay, next I want to make a bookshelf, a bed that can fly, and a pot that can cook on its own. A Ying craftsman can solve any problem you may have. Well, I never agreed. Do you guys have a thing that helps you shower with the press of a button? Oh, quit messing around and give me back my tools. And with Xuan Xuan's new gift... An alternate method of fully refueling your HP. Yeah, no, it's really interesting. It's also just nice to take a little breather. And by breather, I mean breath full of opium. No, I'm never going to stop making fun of that. I think it's funny. Having fully completed the power reservoir and even recruiting one of our old friends to help with this, the next area that we need to head to is the Lake Yaoshi Ruins. We sort of stuck our toes in there and then immediately left because there were too many explosions for money. But yeah, no, I think we're just about ready to take it on. Mostly because of the ranged weapon, but, you know, what else is new? Interestingly enough, one area that I neglected to go to at the beginning of our adventure was over here to the left. And the main reason for doing that is that I wanted us to have a bit more context before we read this stat file. The tenets of the Council: legacy, equality, justice, loyalty, discipline, innovation, selflessness, benevolence, knowledge, and insight. The Tiandao Council was founded by a group of scientists and former nobles who were opposed to Taoism. In the early days, it faced suppression and operated in secrecy, but over time it developed a centralized structure. 10 wise individuals known as the 10 Souls who were chosen annually as leaders, guiding the organization with each of their respective tenets. If it isn't obvious from the symbol on Yi's cloak, Yi is one of these council members. Additionally, so is Kwafu. Yi is on a mission to hunt down the other 9 souls. We're going to be having a very fun time interacting with those other people. Hopefully, they're all just as nice and... Okay, well, Kwafu's got some words that he needs to scrub out of his dictionary, but I mean, they couldn't possibly get any worse than this. Now heading over to Lake I need to see this again. Lake Laoshi. I am forever going to struggle pronouncing that. These things are exploding frogs. Yeah, just straight up exploding frogs. Oh, hey, look, it's one of... Oh, look at you from the first area. Another dragon snake. You're gonna see these bells attached to these ropes. Be careful with these bells, because when you hit them, they will spawn more enemies. I don't know why I was pretending like I didn't need to... I could have just countered that. When you hit them enough times, they will, however, explode into extra money, and you can easily collect that for more goodies. Let me head down here. Come on, turn around. Boom, boom, boom. Easy. Oh, you love to see it. We gotta explode him. And we can see that we now have 2 dragon snakes to deal with as a result. I'm gonna hold off on using the Azure Bow for right now, because, like I said, you only get 3 shots per, You only get 3 shots of the Azure Bow per visit to the root node. So naturally, you want to save them for stuff like big combat encounters, or alternatively, well, I mean, alternatively, one random enemy that you accidentally whiff your shot on. Hello? Hello, friend. Nice day for a walk, isn't it? Who are you? Who I am isn't important. What's important is our current conversation. So you're just a Solarian taking a leisurely stroll through these ruins? If you don't explain your purpose here, you're going to have to forgive my rudeness. Listen to me, my friend. I have no intention of being your enemy. I'm also confident that you're not about to harm me. According to the hexagrams, violent conflict will not occur. I've always held great confidence in the insights of my divination provides. I thought all the superstitious Solarians stayed in Penglai. What's more, the Daybreak Tower is a relic so deeply symbolic of our ancestors. This is not a place to start a fight. What tower? You mean these dilapidated ruins? My friend, things are never as they seem on the surface. Eons ago, the Daybreak Tower used to be the most magnificent altars Eons ago, the Daybreak Tower used to be the most magnificent altar in the Palace of the Immortals. Ancient emperors would come here on important days to pray to the heavens. They would ask the holy men living in the tower to divine the fortunes of their kingdoms. Praise be the soul, and grant our people peace and prosperity. May the soul grant us power to destroy our enemies. Please grant me sons who will extend the lifeline of the Empire. If you listen carefully, you can still hear their prayers echoing faintly between these walls. Battered by the winds of time, their entire belief system eroded and disappeared. People even invented a whole new way to define the word soul. That's because they found their own two hands far more reliable than any contrived gods. A late friend of mine once said something similar. In short, when I came back to my senses, I could no longer hear the music of the Daybreak Tower. Such a pity. I wish you could have seen the place at the height of its splendor. The bells rang with deep, majestic tones as the ancient Kunlun people assembled here to share food, wine, song, and faith. It was a breathtaking sight. Songs and wine. Now that sounds a bit more interesting. Oh, that's right, that reminds me. I've got a little something for you. This ancient music sheet is one of my treasured possessions. The bell used to fill these halls with the same melodies. If you manage to find the right instruments in these ruins, you should try playing some of this music. Your appetite for stories seems to be wearing thin. I'll let you be on your way. Ancient music sheets. It can be gifted to Xuan Xuan. The music sheet I gave you is an incredible piece. It would be such a pity if it were lost forever. If you're not the musical type, then please give it to someone who will pass it on. Though preferably not one of those dirty, stinky ape men. No one likes them. Climbing down here into this pit, we can see an elevator shaft, which... restricted, locked, Lamau. Yep, we can't actually do anything with this yet. Suppose we'll just have to come back to it later. This big bell in the middle we can't actually ring, unfortunately, but we can climb up to explore the upper areas of this palace, where we can find a treasure chest with some money. Grab some extra gold from this, and... we actually can ring these bells, but if there's some code attached to this, we wouldn't know what it is. Oh, hey, look at that! How convenient, a root node. And actually, you know what? There's nothing stopping us from teleporting back and just giving this to Xuan Xuan immediately. Let's see if he can learn this. Can you read this score? A score? What's that for? It's a way to record music. You see, if we can play these notes, we'll be able to hear a song from ancient times. Oh, so that's what these strange words are. The village elders were the ones who taught us to sing. If we knew about this method, it would have been much easier to learn. Can't read it either, huh? I was looking forward to hearing you play this piece. Maybe I'd be able to pick up something from the notes, given the owner of the score. Ah, we can ask Abacus for help.
Greedy.
My lord, this sheet music does not match anything within the database. However, we do know that this is written in ancient Kunlun notation. Give me time and I can convert it into an easy-to-read modern notation.
It'll take a bit more time to teach Xuan Xuan how to read music.
Yes, my lord.
Alright! There's a Solarian flute that I brought from home. Abacus knows where it is. The fingering positions may be different, so you'll have to familiarize yourself with those first. From home? But you don't play the flute. Not important. That's all I need to get going now. Play something for me once you get the hang of it. Yeah. Xuan Xuan out here is gonna be learning the flute. Let's go. As someone who does know how to play the flute, I absolutely stan video game characters that also know how to play the flute for thematic reasons. I'd show some clips of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but then then I'm worried that people might think I'm actually going to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for this channel. It's not that I hate the game or anything. It's just absurdly long. Anyways, over here we have whip statues, and unfortunately we cannot do anything about them. Yep, we cannot break their shield, and just as well we cannot Tai Chi kick them because they're overhead. Amazing how many enemies would be instantly able to kill us if all they knew about was our overhead. Heading over to the right here, we get surprised by 3 different enemies. This is a sting. This is a non-mechanical sting bee, which just shoots which is pretty much the same thing, except he shoots a projectile at us instead of, you know, just dashing into us. Additionally, we can see that this dragon snake has a collar around its head that prevents us from being able to, well, hit it directly head on. Continuing onward, we have this bell right here, which we can break for some extra... Oh! I really should be more careful with my HP. We can also head down this direction, and this brings us to... I believe this is a dead end. Okay. We don't need to destroy the bell a second time, I'm fine. Anyways, here we have Elite Sniper. Let me go ahead and take care of him. Or Elite Archer, sorry. And now be very, very careful, because right up ahead, we have to deal with a very, very annoying enemy encounter. These are assassins, and yes, I say these plural, there are multiple assassins that spawn in this area. And you want to take them out very quickly, because these guys can deal a lot of damage to you very rapidly. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Okay, that was easy. And here's also where you're supposed to learn about how the Mystic Nymph can hack into these platforms. Because you need to use it to get out of here. And continue onwards. Of course, I will take a moment to note the fact that you aren't really able to get back from here, because even at max speed... Oh, no, okay. I remember on my first playthrough of this game, I got stuck here and was kind of stranded, and I got worried that I stranded myself in a really difficult area, because those assassins are really annoying to fight, especially on your first time going through. But luckily... we have a nice boat ride through this river. Or, well, I guess through the lake. This isn't a river. But also, like, damn, for as big as this island is, they certainly have a lot built into it. Especially since the entire area is, like, you know, technically takes place on a giant spaceship that's carrying an island. I mean, damn, they really sweat the details with this. Oh. Also, you can instantly kill sting bees by countering them. So, let me... get rid of those guys. And because we're in one of these long auto-scroll sections, you really want to prioritize taking enemies out quickly. The more that are on screen, the harder it is for you to defend yourself, so prioritize taking out the weak and ranged ones first. Also, keep your health up. And yeah, you should be good. There we go, only one assassin to deal with, luckily. Any more, and that probably would have gotten extra dicey. Lake Laoshi Stele. I hope that's how you pronounce that. Inscriptions on the ancient stele. The west of Laoshi, and towering above is the Daybreak Tower. And as an ancient Penglai holy site, Kunlun's Laoshi Lake was once the site of sacrificial ceremonies. Back when Sol was just the name of a star, people viewed the primordial roots as the mother and the soul as the father. Prayers within the circular building were said to be able to reach the heavens. During summer nights, strangers from ancient Kunlun would gather in the tower to celebrate with song and dance, exalting the soul with their lyrics and passing on their soul worship to subsequent generations. Anyways, we got not only a full heal, but also, by breaking this casket right here, we actually can fully restore our Azure Sand. Basically, we get our bow back. We get bow extra ammo. And by climbing up here...
How are you doing, dear brother? Is it day or night where you are now? What does the sky look like out there? I've never left Zia, so I've always felt so envious whenever you told me about all of those faraway places. I didn't have many friends my age when I was a kid. The grass, the trees, the sky, and the stars were what kept me company whenever you were away. Remember when I first told you about hearing the roots sing? You thought I was hallucinating from being alone all the time.
Bro, they had the Death Star.
Kim?
Hang, we haven't gone to sleep yet.
You talking to the roots again? How did you know? The weather tonight's great, so all the branches are singing. I told you again and again, the primordial roots aren't sentient. You're most likely hearing random static generated by its energy. You just don't know them yet. They can be quite lively. I learned a bunch about the celestial bodies in school today. Did you know that light from the stars in the sky are actually from a long, long time ago? A star leaves its brilliance behind as it burns itself. That light travels thousands, if not millions of light years to reach us. I heard a classmate say that the stars may shimmer brightly, but they may have already extinguished. All that's left are the last vestiges of their final moments. Echoes from the past. That's what nourishes the roots. They absorb the remnants of the stars, turning it into a milk to feed us and supply us with energy. What my teacher doesn't know is that all souls and dreams also end up as food for the primordial roots. They emit a song as they are devoured. I hear their deep melody as I fall asleep each night. They sing about stories across the vast expanse. That's how the roots perpetuate the memories of the universe, how they nurture new stories as others come to an end, for all eternity. I wouldn't have described the energy process in such a sentimental way. You have a rather active imagination. Isn't it just captivating? All their branches contain stories from the past. There's even souls from... Okay, I know that sounds like a fine poem waiting to be written, but you should still focus on your studies, okay? The primordial root's energy can be explained through scientific principles. I'll let you be my assistant, then you can learn all about it. Do you really think there are souls inside the roots? That thought alone is a bit worrying. Not really. Forget about that. Look, a shooting star!
You didn't approve. You thought the world ran not on sentiment but on science and rationality. I swore to never talk to them again. But the voices never disappeared. I hid under the covers and responded in secret. Our calls and responses formed their own meandering melody, its color and aroma changing as it flowed. Even now in these dead streets and deserted alleys, the roots still sing. So please, don't worry about me, dear brother. I'm not alone, even when I have the roots to tell me your story.
Continuing onward from that wonderful little view, we can head into this room, and I believe we actually have the proper method to be able to counter these? Okay, it's not actually a counter room. Instead, it is a root node puzzle. So from here, we can... Oh gosh, it's rotation. Okay, I'm gonna be out here guessing for a little bit until I can... Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. Oh! Okay, pure guesswork wins the day. I was literally just hitting random buttons until I won. From here we can hack this platform and secure ourselves. From this, Soul Reaper Jade. Any Jin and experience absorbed by an enemy that killed you can be recovered using a talisman explosion. This removes the need for you to actually kill the enemy that killed you. I mean, if you never die, this is pretty useful, but at the same time, if you get stuck on a particularly difficult if you get stuck on a particularly difficult enemy, like, say, an assassin, or an advanced assassin, or, advanced dog creature, it can definitely be useful on a first playthrough. Almost had me there for a second, but luckily now we get his basic component. 100 Jin, yippee. Speaking of assassin. Punch. Nope. Oh! Easy. 1, 2, 3. Gonna hit him with the Azure Bow just to stun lock him for a bit. The Azure Bow's basic attack actually does stun lock, so that is very good, especially for early playthroughs. I would also recommend that you familiarize yourself with the patterns of the assassin, as it will become very important coming up. Or at the very least, get used to handling their moveset. Also, get used to the fact that there's no contact damage in this game. That makes me really happy, when the games intentionally design their combat around there not being contact damage. Heading over to the right from here, we can interact with another root node. Rest ourselves up a bit. I mean, you know what? I have the computing room for it. Why not? And bring ourselves over to this ancient cave painting. Fusang, the Soul Spear. In its sorrow and compassion, it descends, granting us life and life's vigor. The primordial roots, also known as Fusang, is the oldest plant on our mother planet Penglai. It feeds on light and reaches across all islands and landmasses. Since prehistoric times, Solarians have been inseparable from the roots, as it provides shelter for sleeping and fruit for warmth. On Penglai, civilizations arose wherever the trees thrived. Also, are these tubs of human meat? Are they human? Is someone keeping a meat farm here? Well, whatever it is, I hope we don't meet them. Ooh, look who decided to show up after all this time. Did your astounding intelligence lead you into this trap? This is quite eye-opening. I could sense it from afar. As stubborn as ever, I see. I've got to give it to you, though. It takes courage to storm into my territory all on your own. And you only just came back from the dead, right? I figured anyone who got another shot at life would know better than to intrude on my farmlands. I don't intend to die in these barren fields. Barren, you say? Let's fertilize it with some fresh, organic remains. We farmers are naturally thrifty. Nothing goes to waste, not even a skinny little mouse. Rise and shine, my beasts. There's work to be done. Mama, it's so dark, so scared. Jiangxi soldiers. This technology was banned centuries ago. You've gone so far as to modify the Ape Men? What's wrong with putting everything to good use? The opportunity to serve me beyond death is a special privilege I bestow. I read the system reports the moment you woke up. You made a mess out of the livestock area. I was there when we captured ape men on the pale blue planet. They're obedient creatures that can be quite cute once tamed. But as pets or livestock, in the end, they're just tools. Have you begun to think of yourself as one of those beasts now that you've mingled with them in their cage? Enough. Are you here to lecture me or kill me? Oh, right, thanks for the reminder. I'd better send you on your way. I've got a field inspection to conduct later today. Bring him down with all your might, my beast. I'll reward you with some rice afterwards. No, wait, this isn't part of the plan. That's not what I meant when I said bring him down. Damn it, this is a complete disaster, you imbeciles!